All right, today we got the guide to 3-star 2/6 in master mode here for you, so you can get these lovely pastry cookie soul cores as always, and ultimately overcome this particular stage in CookieRun Kingdom. Thank you for tuning in. As always, appreciate the likes and the subs, helps grow the channel, so thank you so much. Now, if you have a question or comment throughout today's episode, do let me know down below. I love to hear from you, what worked, what didn't work, those kinds of things. What'd you swap out? But we'll cover some of those things here today. Now, down below you will find the timestamps and other great ways to support the channel. So let's get moving, let's get grooving, as I like to say, for 2/6 here, master mode, and break down this team here to help you be successful and 3-star it. All right, so here's what we got going on. First off, some of the key components here is for 2/6 in master mode. We have max enemies HP increased, enemies debuff resistance is increased, HP shield capacity is decreased, healing's decreased, summon creatures lifetime decrease, and then caps here with special conditions at max cookie level 60, max skill level 60, max cookie grade 1A, and then everything else X. Now, these are always important to keep in mind for this particular strategy to always get through these particular runs, and 2/6. So a couple of key components about this one, as we can see a lot of these different enemies. We got cake hounds, we got cake warriors, we got cake wolves, and then here at the top we got a CHOCO giant cake warrior, essentially elite CHOCO cake warrior, and then a elite cake warrior. So in terms of these stages, they're really two-part. You got your run, and then you get some mini bosses at the end. We're saddled with these three at the end, so essentially a cluster. That's really how this one's going to work. Now, we got a cluster of enemies, we got lots of enemies throughout, so the key strategy to really win it and mix it here very well is similar to the one that we ran for 2-3. If you caught that episode, certainly go check that out. You want to kind of have an AoE effect, go wide strategy. Certainly, can you get some pinpointed targeted damage? Yes, but it's going to be more important for you, particularly in this one as well, because it's more of a mass cluster. Now, you will get this one giant cake, CHOCO cake giant at the end. Again, another thing to consider for that single target damage, but running a mass damage strategy, AoE strategy, area of effect is going to be very important for you. So when we talk about that, here's the team that gets it done. We got Black Pearl here, we have Pure Vanilla on the new Keeling, we got Frost Queen, we got Espresso, and Schwarzwälder. Schwarzwälder's really up front, takes a ton of damage, pushes stuff back, keeping it off your team so that you're not getting that damage. That's very important. Single healing, nuking with Pure Vanilla, primarily for Schwarzwälder, and then anything else that might get clipped through the run. Very important there. Now, Espresso and Black Pearl also going to pull stuff back off, which is very important. You can keep it neutralized, and so it's not necessarily hitting your team. So those are a couple key components there. We'll give you some swaps here now to think about. A couple of big pieces. Sea Fairy, certainly. Moonlight, Clotted Cream's a great one to keep stuff back, again, that we talked about in terms of single heart damage. Sherbet is always great. We also have Cotton. You could think about Milky Way in the front there. Still might be a little bit squishy, but something that you can consider to push back, and that's also going to get a damage reduction on your opponents there. Other area of effects could be something like Squid Ink, Affogato. Some good ideas there for you in terms of those swaps. Wanted to give you quite a few because I think it's important to be able to swap those out. You can always let me know in the comments what worked for you, what didn't, what swapped. You know, again, I don't expect everyone to always have all the legendaries or agents, so I want to make sure I'm giving you a good mix to be successful like me in your run. Now, those are a couple key ideas for you. Let's also look at the toppings quickly while we're here. Again, all the topping guides are available to you on the channel. You can check those out. I go through the recommended set as always, and then as we get into more of the details and some of these other runs, I like to break additionally down, but certainly check that. So here we got Schwarzwälder on 5 solid almonds, again to reduce the damage and survivability. Here we got Espresso on damage, in particular with 5 Syrian raspberries. This particular one, we are running Frost Queen with 5 chocolate here for a cooldown. We want to make sure that we keep freezing, keep slowing things down, because we do got a lot of waves that happened instead of damage focus. Similar here with our lovely Black Pearl. We're going the same route, pulling them back, keep the moveset on. And last but not least, similar with pure vanilla, lots and lots of heals is really what we're going after. All right, so that is the toppings. Now in terms of the treasures, key ideas here, really decreasing cooldown for all cookies with Squishy Jelly Watch. We got Gatekeeper's Horn here as well to increase defense for all cookies. And then we also have increased attack for all cookies with Pilgrim's Soul. Now, some considerations that you could throw in is decreases cooldown for all cookies by 15% and increases their attack by 1 with Sleepyhead's Jelly Watch. Again, same variant there in terms of what it was saying, but we're going to go with our Jelly Watch instead, focusing on 25% decrease. But that's something that you can consider as well. If you want to go on the damage side, you could consider our lovely Drink Conductor's Whistle as well, but we do have multiple cookies, so that's why we're going with that piece in particular. So I wanted to give you some other options there to consider in terms of your treasures. All right, so that is the breakdown of our enemies. We talked about the strategy. We talked about some of the effects that you're going to run into here. We gave you a team with some alternative options. We talked about the treasures. Now let's go for our run here and show it in action for you exactly how we talked about it, so that you can see for yourself a great auto team that's going to get the job done for you. So there's a big wave. Here's another big wave that we're going to see. Some of the stuff that you got to be careful of is these ones in the back can really do damage rather quickly if left unchecked. And you can see that Schwarzwalder is really holding up well for our 2-6 master mode run here. All right, see, now they came through a little bit and started hitting espresso. Good enough for us to clear. Now we got the last wave soon. One more wave. There it is. Last wave, all of these. Look at that. Mini bosses and the big cake boss coming. All right, so keeping the damage on, keeping them back. You can see Schwarzwalder's going to start to take some damage here. Everything else is going to start to take some damage. We got the big guy off. We got the heal on. Big nuke heal. There we go. Survive. Boom. Crushed it. Great team. Great run. Perfect way. A 3-star 2-6 here for you. All right, that's right. 2-6 here in master mode for you. So let's pull it all back together for today's episode and recap here on how you're gonna just take down 2-6 in your run, get some chance to get some pastry cookie soul cores as always. So again, we went through the run. You saw everything in action there. We talked about the strategy. We talked about these enemies, considerations for your team with that go wide strategy, AoE damage strategy, beefy Schwarzwalder in the front, keeping stuff off you. Black Pearl and Espresso pulling a lot of that stuff off your team, really doing damage in the back, which is helpful, keeping that damage at bay and neutralizing your enemies. We gave you some of the considerations here for Master Mode 2.6 to keep in mind. It builds in that strategy. We gave you the team, we gave you some alternative options and considerations. And then also here we walk through our treasures. So thank you for tuning in today. Appreciate your support as always. Thank you for the likes and the subs. Questions, comments, let me know. Also, I'd love to hear from you. Let me know what you think, what swaps you made, like I said, what you thought of the strategy. I love your feedback always. And feel free to swing by the Discord server. All right, great ways to stay in touch down below. We'll see you again soon. We got a ton of CookieRun content headed your way and here on the channel, so make sure you check that out. We'll see you soon.